Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? Boudreaux, good buddy Boudreaux. Morning, Mr. Michael, Mr. Ed, Mr. TC. Hope you gentlemen are doing well. It is raining here this morning, but it is warmer, so that's good. Good morning, Mr. Keep It Scale Stupid. Continuing Ed. We get a lot of continuing Ed in the chat sometimes. Luckily. Morning, Mr. Christopher. Hope you're doing well, sir. So, last night I was pretty predictable. The knives I had out at the end of the stream are the ones I carried. So I had that in my front pocket. I had that in my back pocket. And I had this in my back left pocket. Pretty much the knives I talked about or held at the end of the stream were the ones I grabbed, took to work. And I want a plain tie version of this one. And I might try to see what bead blasting it to death will do to the color and the pattern. It won't remove tiger stripe good, but I bet it will remove one of their lightning anodes fully. But I could also probably just find one. But I've already bought enough Tucson's this week, so I don't need to buy another one that I already have. But I really love the milling pattern on this thing, and I want to see it without color. Yeah, super nice knife. It was sharp. So was this. I used this last night. I was really surprised by the blade geometry of this. It felt thick, but it split things open well. That's what she said. Sunny up here, 40 degrees. That's good weather. Gotta love 40. That's about what it is here, I think. I think it's even warmer than that, but it's definitely not sunny. Not this morning, at least. Maybe later it will be. Wow, it's actually 56 here. I believe it's the 269, Michael. I'm sure I can find one. I haven't even looked. I'm sure White Mountain Knives might have them, or somebody. eBay. I think it's the 269, though. Yep. But like I said, I really don't need to buy another one, but it would be cool to see one. I guess we could go look for that. Hell, that's what we do here, right? Go look for knives. Let's see. Tucson. Yes, 269. Oh, we gotta have it. Oh, there it is. M390 plain. Okay. Well, at least now we can see the pattern in plain tie. I like it. Christopher, that's cool. There was something I was going to talk about this morning that had to do with carrying two knives. And it had to do with it might help solve your problem also. But that's pretty funny. The dock is a pretty heavy knife. Alright, so I'm going to at least fill out the notify me in case they get some more. Cool. They might, let's see, eBay. Let's take out the M390. Brand new, 120 bucks. Wow, 142 or best offer. Dang. That's pricey. That's a pretty knife though. Why didn't that work? There it goes. Pretty knife. Alright, y'all have seen that knife plenty. So, once you get to a certain level of collecting or buying knives, one day you might reach the point that I've reached this week. And that point that I have finally reached is buying titanium scales before you even own the knife. So I'm putting together 4 new knives from the scales, from getting the scales first. I have managed to conquer 3 of them. I've got 1 left. The one I'm still trying to deal with is the Wee Banter with the silver or white blade, whatever you want to call it. So if any of y'all run across a $60, $50, $40 Wee Banter with a silver blade, think of me, because I need that. But other than that, the other 3 that I have found, I bought. So these guys that go out and buy the brand new Flytanium scales as soon as they get made, a lot of times will pay more for the scales than the knife that they put them on. And that is the case with a couple of these knives. Originally, they what was it? Oh wait, hold on. So originally, some of their prices are pretty high to get back to R&D to make them whatever. I get it, but that's why I don't usually buy stuff like right at the beginning, FOMO. I wait until they go on clearance. So I was able to buy scales that were normally 90 bucks for like 16 bucks. So putting together some of these knives in titanium is a cool little side project, and they're all tried and true knives. Well, one of them might just be because I like the designer. That is the Pillar, CRKT Pillar. It's a Jesper Voxnays design. Looks very comfortable. But anyway, I've knocked out 3 of the 4. And I wanted to show you a little short video from a guy that I really like. I ran across a random knife guy that didn't have but like 350 subscribers, and he did a video a couple of years ago, basically exactly like the video that I want to do. So I thought, anyway, I watched his video and I really like his attitude just in general. It was super cool. And I'm excited about this little thing. I was able to find a, why is the, oh, okay. I was able to find a baby banter with a Wharncliffe blade. So I got one of these right here. Whoops. Where are we? So I was able to get one of these brand new on eBay for 30 bucks. And it's a shame to ruin those perfectly good purple scales. But I'm happy with what I got. They have a super cool milling pattern. All the way around the edges. Pitch grip, they've got a little place for those. And with that Wharncliffe blade, man, that'll be an awesome knife for 46 bucks. So see, normally I would have paid $60 for this knife and then another $90 for the scales when they were brand new. So I would have had $150 in it. But instead, I waited a couple of years, picked one up for 30 bucks and got the scales for 16 bucks and put it together for 46 bucks instead of 146 bucks. Really, Pete? Well, we'll have to figure out why and modify it. That might be a good project too. I like the purple too, so not gonna hurt my feelings. I'll find, since I got it for 30 bucks. We'll figure it out, Pete. I'm curious to see why it wouldn't. Probably because of the, might have to do something. I wonder if the blade won't fit in the scales. Yeah, well, if I gotta find a regular blade one, I'll fix that one. Yeah, 30 bucks, you can't beat it for that little knife regardless. So if I gotta find another one with a regular blade, sure I can. Good morning, Pete, by the way. But this guy right here did a video. I really liked his video. So let's run over there and check it out. This is where he disassembles it. And I like how he sped up this part too. He shows it disassembled. Then he goes through and he does a cleaning the same way. He cleans each individual piece. Here you go. Great, great video and style of doing everything. Great organization. I like his mat. I like his photos.
Okay, so we have everything.
Like his breakdown.
Ready to install.
What's up with the volume?
I'm going to use a little bit of tough cloth just to clean.
I can't hear anything
here to give them a little protection against corrosion. And a couple things
that's weird
noticed that I thought were interesting.
Hope y'all can hear it.
One is that the
now I can hear it.
T8 torque access for the pivot is actually on.
That's the same way as that other knife that I just did.
The screw side done on that.
It's got the weird logo.
Attach, twist back. It's fine. Everything.
It locks in.
Our,
so he reassembles it.
Okay, so here we are. We've our reassembly has been done. Spent a little time doing centering. Again, I mentioned earlier the fact that the screw is on the logoed side of this pivot. Made it a little bit interesting, and again, I won't know till I take one of the others apart whether or not that's typical. As I mentioned earlier on the fit and finish, the texturing they put on the contours, and you can see they placed it along here on the blade side as well as on the spine side, and I just noticed they also have it here at the end. Right, that's pretty fantastic. It feels really good. I would imagine if you go up here into a pinch grip, that adds a little bit. Here, you can feel it. I mean, I'm not sure how functional.
Super cool little knife for 46 bucks, though.
A little bit of texture,
even with the drop point.
Smooth TI scales.
So what he stated that I wanted to mention to Christopher
have a TI
is that he carries
very smooth.
He carries smaller knives to go with his larger knives.
My first baby banter, I upgraded this with unlocked composite carbon fiber scales, as well as changing the thumb stud to one of the Glow Rhino thumb studs in green. And this has been one of my favorite carries, secondary to.
So he pairs
banter, a regular banter, not the baby.
He pairs small knives with large knives.
And
he's
Damascus.
And he pairs this one with a Boker with the same
Damascus.
This
is in the S35, the end steel. So I haven't really.
So he pairs a small knife with a big knife for his carries, and the knife he's making this one to pair with is this one.
And ordered these titanium scales via Northwest Lynch.
So here at the end, when he's talking about
Lynch Northwest,
he brings out the knife.
As soon as I did, this has become one of my
that he was going to pair it up with.
But the cutout that is on the picture, where just of the tails, but I think the cutout actually specifically what you find.
So right here, somewhere, he shows which one he's going to pair it with. Yeah, right here.
Secondary carry, again,
So a secondary carry.
It's going to be a secondary carry to go with my Delica that has the Lynch Northwest.
That Delica looks all right, too.
And
but I like the idea of secondary carry. I do it all the time, but matching them up is pretty cool.
Scales cost more than the whole knife, and yes, this is Nitro V steel for the blade, but similar.
All right, pink. I called you Pink. So technical specs will not fit Baby Bancher Warncliffe. All right. Bancher wood models. Micarta Baby Bancher C. So why don't they work on those either? Wonder if it has to do. Yeah, Pete. We need to figure out how to mod it to work. That would be super cool. But there's lots of so the other one I got was, let's see, the CRKT Pillar Titanium Titanium. So I got this scale for the Pillar 3 and the 5713 is the model I got, which is the Pillar 3. Pillar 3 is the one I got. So it'll be that knife with titanium. And once again, it's got an awesome finger choil, and it's made by Jesper Voxnaes, who's one of my favorite designers. So it looks a lot like those other knives by him. Yeah, I know, Pete. I don't know why either. I don't think so, TC. I've got a white and red one, but I don't think the red blade would look good with the titanium. What do y'all think? Would that look pretty wild? So I've got a, and we're gonna get this pivot out of this knife here in a minute. I'm just talking for a little while, but I've got this other. Let me see if I can find it. Let me put this up because I'm never gonna carry it again. I mean, I didn't mean never. I just meant not today. Hold on just a second. All right, where are my CRKT knives? Ducks. Simcut, Boker, Sabibi. Here it is. So what about this one with the titanium scales? That would be weird looking. I could reuse the red screws and the red pivot. And I could try to get a Cerakoted clip. Yeah, I definitely don't need a frame lock because I need the liners. Do they make a frame lock? I didn't even know they made a baby banner with a frame lock. That's pretty cool. But that little red blade would look weird on a titanium knife. I don't know that I've seen that. Yeah, this little knife is super comfortable. I do like that Wharncliffe blade better though. Alright, so stripped pivot screw. I did not have enough time last night to get set up as well as I would have liked to have been this morning. That being said, we still got to make this happen. So, I'm going to put T8s in both of these wrenches. I'm going to show you that no matter what I do, all right, that's not the strip side. That is the strip side. All right. So if you know anything about Spyderco knives, the pivot barrel fits between, it's a weird configuration. So there's liners in here and the barrel has little notches to where it locks in between the liners and then the screws go in from either side. At least on this version, I'm not saying all Spydercos, but if I'm not mistaken, a lot of them are like that. So the barrel fits between the two liners, and then the screw holds through on the other side of the liner into the barrel. So when you get a stripped screw on these, it's not as simple as some knives where you can just pull the pivot out. So the pivot won't come out if you just get one screw out, is what I'm trying to get at. Because that barrel is sandwiched between the two liners, so you can't pull it through the liner. So that's the problem with this knife and why I haven't done anything with it yet. So as you can see, I can get this side off. And it's perfect. But this one just spins. Just totally spins. It's just loose as a goose. So the guy I bought it from told me that. And I was like, oh, I'll get around to it. I can do that. Yeah, thank you, TC. I want to spend about half that. But I need a wee banter with a silver blade. The only one I really need left. Thanks for trying to help, TC. But yeah, the only one I really need is the wee banter with a silver blade for about that same price. 50, 60 bucks, 40 bucks. I've tracked down the other three. But thank you, sir. So I guess we could go ahead and get all the rest of these screws out of here. Let's see what we got. I've got a whole new hardware kit, so it looks like everything on this side is going to be a pain in the butt. Or no, that's the other side. Yeah, you can get them on eBay, TC, for about 30, 35 bucks. That's where I found the Warncliffe one. Yeah, look at this. Both of these are locked in to the standoffs. It's pretty wild. I should have left T6 in this one, because I forgot about the clip. All right. So I was able to find, we're going to try two methods this morning. We're going to attempt to use a screw extractor first. With these scales being made out of the material they are, plastic basically, you can't heat it up too good. You can't break loose. Like, hopefully it's not stuck with Loctite or anything. It's just because I can't grab it at all. So we're going to try to use one of those screw extractors first. Then we're going to take the Dremel and possibly try to put a little notch in either side and make a flathead place. But we're going to try to get this out of here without using the drill press to completely drill it out. I don't know that that's going to happen, but we're going to try. And like I said, I've only used these like twice, so I have no idea what I'm doing. I just know I bought one of these little kits, so I was like, heck, why not try it out? So I believe it's got all kinds of different size screw extractors, so that's pretty nice. It's got what I think you drill first with one side and then you use the other side. Is that what you do? Somebody tell me that knows how to use these things. Like I said, I've done it once, maybe twice. And it was a long time ago. Good morning, Mitchell. So somebody that's used these screw extractors, is that what I do? I drill it out with one side. Yep. And then I use the other side let's see which one I need to use. So that one looks like a good size. I need to get in here. Let's get this apart a little better. Because like he said, I need to be able to grab the pivot. Ed, I know you can. I appreciate that, Ed. Tell me what to do. I want to try these, so it's got to include that. But if this doesn't work, we're going to move to a Dremel. All right, let me get my little pliers over here. Try to get this part a little bit better. I love these little Gerber dime is an awesome little tool. Because it'll go down between knife it'll go down inside of knives, which is very useful. I think they knew that when they made it. Now I got to be careful because I got the blade. See if I can grab it. Yeah, what should I do, Ed? Let me know. But I want to try the screw extractors. I'm going to have to grip the heck out of this thing. Dang, I'm not getting enough grip. No bueno. Yeah. Yeah, so I use this end to drill it. I use that end to drill it, right? Right, Mr. Ed? And then I use that to extract it, correct? So that end to drill it. Spydercos are locked in pretty tight. I know what I need to do is I need to put the other pivot screw back in. As tight as I can get it. So that'll keep it from spinning. All right, that should help keep it from spinning. Okay, but did I have that right? I drill with that end and extract with that end. I've got 15 soldering irons, Christopher. I want to. We're gonna go through some phases if I don't get this right, but I don't think it has Loctite. I just think it's stripped. And I think this one might be the right size. We need to start with this one. Yeah, I don't think it has any Loctite. But we're just spinning. But hopefully this being on there will help keep that one from turning. All right, let's grab the drill. Put this thing in there. See what we get. Now I just go deep enough to where I feel it kind of wearing out the whole circle, right? And you have to go backwards with the other one. I'm going to try to do it by hand. Hopefully it'll fit inside. I don't know if it will. This is not... All right, that removed a little metal. So I think that's a good size. But let's see if this fits, if I get lucky. Nope. I knew I wouldn't, because I don't have, this is a chuckless drill, so going backwards kind of sucks with it. Yeah, I knew they went with each other, Ed. I at least knew that much. I've done it a couple of times. I thought I had it right. I knew which end was which. But now this is a chuckless drill, so turn it down on low sleep. Oh, is that high? All right. They're not the right size to put. I know I need to do it by hand, but I don't have anything that'll hold this, Ed. They all got different size They won't fit in a regular screwdriver thing because they're all different sizes. One of these would probably. I've got some other smaller bit holders. Dang. I need to figure out how to do that, but I don't have a way to. Because my smaller stuff definitely won't fit. And I can't get this in anything. I could try it with like some vice grips. I could put some vice grips on the side of it and try. Let me see what it feels like. If I can get, yeah, that's not grabbing at all. All right. I might need to use the next size up because that didn't remove enough metal and that wasn't grabbing. So I definitely need to use the next size up. We're going to try that. I mean, eventually we're going to end up drilling it out anyway if I don't get it figured out. So probably not deep enough. Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, Michael. It's not spinning. I think I need to go deep enough that when I use this, yeah, I know. So I got to go find a socket that matches this perfectly. This doesn't feel like it's gripping at all. These are some garbage extractors, or I'm not drilling my hole big enough. So I've got a drill bit over here that is the exact perfect size for this side. But I can't get these pliers locked on here enough to get one side. If I could get one side of the scales off, that would help a ton. But for some reason, I cannot grip this enough to get this other screw out. Yeah, that is not working. Come on. My God, it's so terrible. So I got, yeah, that's what I thought. The hole needed to be deeper. These things suck. These things, yeah, it's not moving any kind of metal. I need to make sure I don't drill the good side. I just had smoke coming off of it. Good grief. These things are cheap. I bought some kind of little cheap set. I know you have to apply pressure, but all right, I'm about ready to, we're going to attempt something else here. We're going to do like Ed said and try to hammer the next size in. Ooh, that one's really close. All right, we're going to try that. This table is wooden, but there's a lot of cushion. Let's see what this does. Absolutely nothing. All right. Now, we should just drill it out. I'm confident in drilling things out. These bits, I was trying to use these because this was from this super cheap kit I've got. But I can't get the stupid. Aha. I'll cheat. Oh, that's in there good. Well, I thought it was in there good. But it wasn't. That was close. Hold on. It's in there. Just got to apply some downward force. Man, that was close. Yeah, that was real close. In fact, I'm almost thinking that that's going to work if I just keep going down. If I can, I've got all new parts. Let me, I'll tell you what, that feels like it's going to grip, but then as soon as I put any kind of torque on it, yep, not working. All right. Do we go to the drill press? What do we do now? Yeah, these screw extractors suck. Drill press is what we need. And it sucks so bad because I've got one screw on one side and one on the other that I can't get out. I'm going to try something real quick. I'm going to try to screw this one back in. Y'all give me some knives y'all want to talk about. This is boring. I can get this drilled out. I got it. Put the other one in super tight. Now let's see if I can get this one out. Yep, I got it. So sometimes that works, what I just did. I put the one I couldn't get out on this side that was too tight. I put it back in super tight on the other side, and then I kind of jerked as I was turning this one. Yeah, I will do the drill press. I'm not gonna, like I said, I couldn't get set up like I wanted to this morning. So we're gonna get done whatever we get done. And we're gonna finish it properly. I'm not gonna mess it up. Because I've got all brand new parts. So let's see if we can at least get this side off now. Those I can get everything but the blade apart. I can get everything apart. These lanyard tubes can be a pain in the butt. I had a major problem with one of my my shaman or something. I could put once, yeah, they don't want to come out of this. Wow, look at the shavings because of how tight it is. Dang, super tight. All right, we got one piece off. And see, normally you can pull pivots out, but Spyderco's, they have this little lip. That's what I was trying to tell you. So they have a little lip right there. So the inside of this other scale sits right there on the pivot. And then the screw goes in, so you can't pull it through. All right. So now, in theory, I wonder if the screw's tight enough that I can grab the pivot and try to turn it and break it loose. Let me get the vice grips here. See if I can go about it backwards. And I see that I've still got the, did that just do it? Really? Couldn't have done it. No. Not doing it. They're both rotating. And it's pretty cool because the washers on these go between the pivot and the scale. So that one won't come off. It won't come out off over the pivot. So those of you who haven't opened Spyderco's or know that about them, that's how they're made. I don't know if it helps them. I mean, it locks the washers in place. I kind of like that, the design that they choose. All right, let's see what this knife's going to look like. And if the liners fit. Yep. Liner does fit. That's going to look way better. Just slap the blade back on it. See what it looks like. That's basically what it'll look like. That'll be pretty cool. All right. So we might just move on from this until I can get a better method. But I was going to try to use a Dremel and put 2 little notches in it for a flathead. Y'all want to try to do that? I'm pretty good with a Dremel. So I thought we could come in at it. And I don't really even care if I ruin these blue scales. I mean, what am I going to sell them? Like, really? So even if we just have to cut a notch with the cutoff wheel, I was going to try to use the little... Let's see if one of these flatheads is big enough. Because I've got a little groove in there. If I could find the perfect flathead, it would work. Because I've got those couple of little grooves in the side from where I hammered that bit in. What did you Discord me, Pete? Kinda in the middle of this. Let me see what this does. Dang it. Got this thing stuck. Let me see if I can get this hammered in there. Where's my little miniature hammer? Man, I thought it just started spinning. Nope. Dang it. This thing sucks. Banter research. All right. Thank you, Pete. All right. We're going to move on. I'm just going to drill this out in the drill press later. Actually, we could find a drill bit that fits perfectly down in the pivot. And we could drill it out from this side. I don't have the camera remote camera set up today, so we're gonna move on for a minute. We might revisit it later. These things suck, whatever they are. They're garbage. I know that I knew there was a reason I only used them like once. If we put a drill bit all the way through, might get lucky and I'll break the head off. But that sucks. All right, let's keep all the parts over here. Here's our new hardware kit. It's got everything, including the, but I'll reuse whatever I can. It wouldn't take me long to set up a camera out there by the drill press in the other garage, but I just don't know if it will reach out there. The Wi-Fi is kind of spotty out there, so it is what it is. I just got to drill out a screw in my drill press. It's not a real problem, Puck Elf. I've got a strip pivot screw. You're behind a bunch of minutes, Puck Elf. We were hitting it to try to get a flathead to dig in. I had tried to get a Torx dug in, but all we're doing is drilling out a strip screw without having access to the drill press right now at this second. We're changing scales on a knife and we got to get that pivot out. But yeah, you need to slide your slider to the right about 4 minutes. Yeah, that's what I got. I don't know. What I got isn't Easy Outs. They're the cheap brand, I guess. And these suck. Especially on hardened, I mean, they probably hardened screws. I don't know, maybe. All right, what knives are we going to look at? Or do y'all want to go drill this out real quick? I could actually bring the drill press in here. Or not in here, but in the garage over there. Let me see what Pete had in the Discord. Aha, so we can look at both videos See the difference, huh, Pete?
So it really depends on the, I don't know if it's the thing to try to not be sick.
All right.
So
it's got the same looking pieces.
All
right.
Oh, you can.
Let's get both videos up so we can jump back and forth. All right. Now I see why. It's because the Wharncliffe has liners on both sides instead of the partial liners. Yeah, that's a very easy difference. So the Wharncliffe has liners in both sides, and the regular blade only has those little inserts. Oh, did you, Robin? Just now? Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's what I'm putting together for $46. Read what you wrote. Oh. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Pete. I got you. So I can use parts from different knives. Yeah, I was just thinking that. I don't want to buy another donor. But I could also cut these down. I could cut these down to fit in these slots. That might be an even cooler mod. And these are turned the wrong direction. That little piece would be over here. And this little piece would be over here. But I could cut this scale down to fit in the slots. So that would be an even better fix, because then I don't ruin both knives. But they've got these flipped the wrong direction. They're supposed, you can see where the lanyard hole is. Anyway. So I could get those pieces perfectly out of those two pieces. One of them would be like right in here. And the other one would be like this little section right here. So that would be awesome. Y'all probably couldn't even see what I was talking about, but like this piece would be right here. If I trim this out, then this would drop back in, and this one would be like right down through here. All right. What else? We got to finish the project. And this is a baby banter, isn't it, Robin? Yeah, the only problem is if I do the liner swap, Pete, then I ruin my red one. But if I cut the other one down, then I get to keep my red one. Like, I'll just have to discard the red one and waste the whole knife if I do it that way. All right, let me find y'all something to watch for just a couple of minutes while I run and grab the drill press and bring it into this garage. Oh yeah, that would look wouldn't that be terrible? I'd have to dye them black and ruin that purple, and that's a pretty purple. I don't know. We'll try to figure it out. If I could just take that original piece and modify it to fit in the scales, that would be best case scenario, and I could copy the pattern off my other one and use the belt sander. Oh, thank you, Puck Elf. Yeah, I would like to modify the ones that come with it. But the purple ones won't work on anything else either then. Oh, it is a mat. You talking about this mat? Yeah, I could make them match the other pieces exactly, Pete. And the screw holes are going to keep everything from wiggling. The screw holes would tighten everything up. They wouldn't be able to wiggle with the screws through them because the screw pattern is the same on both sets. So they wouldn't be able to wiggle. Even if they were smaller than the inlays on the inside, they still wouldn't move. Yeah, that's cool with the... Thanks for the blade shapes, though. That was pretty cool. I didn't know you'd be able to find that. But the three holes, screw holes, would hold everything in place, and the pivot would hold the other one. So as long as I got them to fit down in the other scale by cutting them off, but like I said, I can take apart my other one that would fit perfectly and grind them down until they match exactly. I think I can do it. I know I can do it. All right. I know what we can go to the Blade HQ new knives for this week or whatever. All right,
welcome to Blade HQ, everybody.
Today
is Monday, December 15th, 2025, and we are getting very near the end of the year.
Y'all watch this.
In fact, we are not having
amongst
any knives
yourselves,
next week,
and I'll be right
Doug
back.
over here is going to be visiting his family in Chicago. Good for Doug, but sad for us. But because of that, we have a ton of new knives to talk about today. And before we jump into that, we should start by talking about our sponsor of today. We have Concept Knives, one of our favorite brands at Blade HQ, just because of their pricing and their quality, and the fact that they are teaming up with some of the best designers in the business. This is one that we're giving away today in our live. By the way, if you'd like to get in on these giveaways, make sure to join us every Monday at noon Mountain Standard, and you can join the giveaways. And these two are both the Fenrir models, and this one's the Concept version, this one's the Tenable version, Tenable being the more tenably priced version of the same thing, but a 14C28N blade on this guy and 154 CM. But these are just great knives. They look good, they feel good, they're designed by Greg Shaw, they're backed by a good warranty, made by people who care. We love Concept here at Blade HQ, and we're very grateful that they have sponsored this show so many times. So if you want to get on those giveaways, make sure you join us, and make sure you check out Concept Knives at BladeHQ.com. Now, the first knife on the table at long last has finally arrived. We have the NAF's Little Lulu. This one has been mocking me ever since it showed up. This is the first NAF's design where I'm like, okay, I need that, and I need it bad, and I need it now. This thing is so nice. And the cool thing about this is made in-house by NAF's. So they purchased a bunch of machines. They contacted some heat treatment people. They are making these in the United States of America. We've got a Magna Cut blade here, green micarta handle scales, and I like this. These scales have flathead wrenches. So if you have a pry bar or a coin or whatever, that's all you need to maintain your knife. No special kit needed. And then comes a little Kydex sheath, 1.9 inches on the blade, 5.2 overall, and it weighs only 1.8 ounces. And I will say, the ability to keep it at 1.8 ounces with a handle this comfortable is very impressive, because this is just really nice to hold with a big hand or a small hand, doing some precise work. Whatever it is you're doing, the little Lulu is going to do a pretty good job of it. Now, of course, it's not going to be as heavy cutting power as some of the bigger knives like the Lulu, the bigger version of this that you can get. But this is a really awesome EDC fixed blade, and I'm really happy to see it here at Blade HQ. Very exciting indeed. Next up, we have a couple of new additions to the Desert Warrior lineup. First of all, we got the Drop Bear 2. So this one has the top liner lock. I know it looks like a button lock, but that's because it's actuating the liner in there. So it gives you the really nice, crisp detent you love of a liner lock and the added strength of a top liner lock, but the fidgetability of a button. And then other than that, it's the same drop bear you know and love. $64.95 gets you a 154 cm blade, this pink printed sprinkly G10 handle scale, reversible pocket clip, and just a really nice thing. 2.4 ounces overall. A nice EDC knife and a real looker. One thing I love is how thin this blade is. This is going to be a slicing machine. But we also have another fixed blade to add to the Desert Warrior lineup. We haven't seen too many of these yet. This one is the Kaiser Desert Warrior Mini Harpoon. So this one is a Maverick Customs design. This one you get a 14C28N blade, 3 inches long, a G10 handle with that same printing as earlier, and 2.27 ounces. Nice and light, a good EDC fixed blade. It cuts well, it holds well, and it's Desert Warrior. It's just too much fun. And I think a Desert Warrior fixed blade makes the most sense to me, because a lot of the time people out in the woods who are carrying fixed blades are worried that if they drop their knife and it's earth tones, they're gonna lose it in the woods. But good luck losing a Desert Warrior to some grass and some bushes. That'll stick out like a sore thumb. Next up from Kaiser, a knife I'm very excited about. The Drop Bear fixed blade line has expanded. This one's the fixed blade 3 from the Drop Bear series, and it's quite the knife. So it's got a very roomy handle, nice and comfortable.
Guys, I'm back.
And then a nice trail up here that you can shook up into with a little bit of something up here for extra purchase. Then a nice tall flat grind, a spear point blade. This is a good bushcrafter or outdoor user, or honestly, this would not be a bad EDC knife.
Whoops. Sorry, I paused it when I put my earbud back in.
14C28N blade, 3.38 inches long, a G10 handle, 8.125 or 8 1/8 inch overall, 4.92 ounces. So not too big, but definitely not too.
Now the only problem is I can't ever find small drill bits when I need it. I found a couple, and I'm hoping this one might be a good size. Man, that one's so close. Since I don't need the pivot. Oh, that's not even the right kind of bit. That's the worst ever. Well, I've got one in the drill press. Let me go check the size of the one in the drill press and see if I can find a couple more little bits. I'm going to let y'all keep watching that for just a second. At least I broke it up so it doesn't...
Too small. A hard using knife.
So y'all keep looking at this for a minute.
Very comfortable handle. Not bad for $70, $69.99. Keeping it Kaiser, the last Kaiser on the table, we have the UT2. So UTI, or I'm just going to call it the UT because UTIs are a thing. 2. Now this one has a utility blade that you can mount with these screws, and then the same handle design of the Sheepdog series. So it's going to be very comfortable to use. And one thing I really appreciate here is instead of giving you just half of the blade, it gives you almost the full blade.
Looking in a drawer over here, I've got some other
utility knife. So you can sort of use it like you would any other knife. And if you are somebody like most utility knife users who are only using the tip, that is the only part that is covered. So if your tip breaks or wears out or whatever, you can still flip the knife over and have a nice fresh tip to use. Very fun. Comes in a few different flavors, and it also has a few extra implements on the back. We got the little toothpick.
Man, I got one.
See if I can put this back in a timely fashion. And we have, I won't try and dig them out. They're in there, tweezers. So a little multi-tool, all in one, and all in the same form factor of the knife that you know.
I dropped little
for
screw bits,
$43.99. For a solid G10 handle with a button lock like that, you really can't go wrong. Next up, ProTech is finishing out the year with another amazing drop. This one being probably my most excited one. This one is the relic texture on the TR3 Integrity. First of all, we have the MagnaCut blade here. This is the first MagnaCut TR3 Integrity of which I'm aware. I want to say the others are all S35VN. I know mine is S35VN. I kind of wish I'd hold out for the MagnaCut. And this one also has the, I forget exactly what they're calling it, but like the raw finish. So instead of tumbling the blade afterwards, this is exactly what the blade looks like coming off of the grinder at ProTech's shop.
I'll be right back.
And if you're a super nerd like me, you can actually catch this in the light. I probably won't be able to do it here in the studio. You can almost see some rainbow color in there. That is a prism effect from the carbides in the blade. So I kind of want to take this to a microscope and see what's going on under the hood.
I actually think the ones I found might work perfect.
I love that we have it MagnaCut here. Same aluminum handle and the absolutely buttery.
I hope y'all could see that while I was gone. Think you could. I found 3 that are like, I think they all came out of the same pack. But they are so close to being perfect. I think they are perfect, actually. But by the time I get them in the drill press and come in from this side, we should be perfect. Let me go get that plugged up while y'all continue with the video for just a couple more minutes.
Unlock action. Best in the business. This thing's great. It goes for $295, 3.5 inch on the blade, 8 inches overall, 3.8 ounces. Just a perfect EDC size blade. If I had to recommend a folder on the table to you, I would be hard pressed to choose anything but this. This knife is so good. I'll stop raving about it. Y'all know how much I love the TR3 Integrity. But keeping it ProTech, we also have from Vero the Synapse. And this one is special. So the Synapse is a collaboration with Joseph Vero. You all you hardcore knife nerds probably have heard about him. Best hair in the business and also some of the best knives in the business. Now this one's got a MagnaCut blade, complete with that same cutout that Vero is famous for, that gives the knife a little extra thump by moving the center of balance of the blade towards the front here. So it gives you a little more oomph when you open it. But the big thing about the Synapse here is, in addition to the pocket clip that Joseph Vero designed, it also has a sort of solid plate on the back, like a frame that you have a lid for that has the mechanism hidden underneath. And that is something that has been done with a few different models, but this is the only ProTech model where that is the only way. So you won't get the spacers and all that other stuff that you get of most ProTechs. It'll be much cleaner, which is definitely the Vero way. And this particular one that came out this year has this really fun natural linen micarta. So it's gonna patina nicely, it's gonna look good, and it's gonna feel very nice in the hand. And these are a lot of fun. And these have been selling out very quickly when we get them. So if you like what you see on the Veros, I would pick them up sooner than later. Next up, we also got a pretty large restock of Malibus, including some new flavors, but this one's the one you know and love. MagnaCut blade, blue anodized aluminum, just a simple EDC knife. And if you wanted to get a beater ProTech,
all right, let me grab my phone and
it's hard to get better
tripod.
than this, because instead of having like the super luxury features you normally get, like the mother of pearl inlays or Damascus blades or fancy textures, this one just wants to go to work. And I think that's something we forget about ProTech, is even though they make some really good looking knives, all of them are built to spec to go to work. And I will say, this is the knife that started the button lock flipper trend. And in my estimation, it's still king of the hill. This thing's really good. Just works. Very fidgety indeed, although I'm more of a thumb stud guy, so TR3 Integrity for me. Next up from Hogue, we have a great big hunting
grab my
knife.
phone. Y'all keep
I'll have to hold it. It's called
doing
the
your
Bone
thing for a
Flex.
minute.
So the Bone Flex is,
Where the heck is my
as you would
phone?
imagine,
There it is.
sort of like half boning knife, half fillet knife. So I'll put it here. You can see how much flex is in this MagnaCut blade. Has a lot of it.
Oh,
It's
y'all aren't
easy
seeing
to
it full
get around
screen. Sorry.
bones, or if you're filleting a fish to follow the fillet, or I don't know. There's a lot of crazy stuff that hunters and fishers are doing out there. And another thing I really appreciate here is, instead of a rubberized handle, which can sometimes wear after a lot of years of heavy use, this one's a Richlite handle. So Richlite is, I'm sure there's some material science nerd in the comments who will correct me, but Richlite at an oversimplified level is paper micarta. So think paper and resin stacked together under high pressure, and it gives you that same sort of feeling of micarta that you would like, maybe just a little bit less tacky.
All right,
but that
guys,
doesn't
I
really
think
a
I'm
problem
set
here
up
because it
now.
gives you this nice texture. But it's going to resist water. It's going to
sorry
feel
about
good
that.
to use.
Whoops.
And it's going to last for years.
Knocked something
and
off
years,
into the
which
floor.
you're going
That
to
was
expect out of
my
a magnet
smock.
cut blade as well. This is a 7-point.
All right, I can't hear. I left my my earbud out there, but we got the phone set up at the drill press. So we're gonna go out there. We're gonna go drill this out. So yeah, we're gonna go drill out this strip pivot, hopefully. Whoops. Wrong direction. I'm gonna switch the microphone to my phone. I'll try to keep my hands out of the way where y'all can see. I'm gonna hope that when I put the pivot down in the hole, it'll sit flat against these scales. It will. I'm just gonna try to keep it perpendicular. Let me switch the mic to my phone, and I'll be right back with y'all. All right, guys, I don't have my tablet where I can see the chat, and this shouldn't take too long, so hopefully we can get this done. I've got this little tiny bit. I think we just go for it. Since I've got all replacement parts, really shouldn't matter. Let me raise this up. Now I need to go adjust the camera. And I need to get this centered. Whoops. Hold on just a second. Let me go fix the camera. Oh, I don't have to go fix the camera. I'm right here. Duh. All right. The handle, stupid handle is going to be in the way, but when I get down to it, it should be out of the way. So let me let's get going here. I'm going to try to use the bit to kind of get itself kind of centered in the hole. And that's pretty good right there. Oh, let me go grab some clamps. Golly, hold on. Sorry about that. I left my clamps out there where my drill press belongs. I'll get my hand out of the way here in a minute. Well, it would help if you tighten the stupid drill bit. Yep. My God. I tell you what, man, anything that can go wrong will go wrong on video. Let me see if I can get, I mean, like I said, once the handle gets out of the way, it should be good. If I can keep my hand out of the way. All right. That right there feels about like the middle. And it's going to be close enough. And I really need to get two on them. But we're going to risk it for the biscuit. I'm going to try to reach around from the top up here and grab the handle. Of course, the other handle. think that should be, there it went. Perfect. It popped right out. It didn't, I don't know where the pivot went. Must have gone underneath the drill press. But the pivot dropped right out. The screw is out. The liners are perfect. Liners are perfect. I didn't get to the edge of the scales. Drilled it right out perfectly. I got the washer. Hopefully y'all can see that. So we're good to go. It slung, it dropped the pivot off. Hold on. See if it went underneath it. I think it fell down in the crack. But yep, there it is. So we'll look at that. Yeah, I just got it perfect, but we'll look at that when we get in there. Successful drill press for the win. Whoops. I just hit the stupid earbud, so it might have started playing that video again. I'll be right back with y'all. All right, I'm back with y'all in here. We'll take a look at this up close. Let me get these drill bits out of the way. Thank you, Waylon. Yeah, it dropped right out, and I will, at some point, I will try to get that out, but it didn't touch the pivot at all. I used basically exactly the right size. I will drill with that with a smaller one somehow. I'll embed this into a piece of wood or something. I'll drill a hole where I can put this in a piece of wood to hold it. And then I'll use a smaller bit and go down. I'll go down until I can get the threads out. I might try to save that, even though I've got another one. But yeah, we've got the liners now. We can do a reassembly. Wrong side, Chip. There's the one where it goes. And then the other one is over here. There's that one. Oh, thank you, Puck Elf. You're a fine gentleman and a scholar. Let's put this knife back together. How about it? Let's get the new hardware kit. Let's take everything we can reuse from the old one, which is everything except for the pivot barrel, I believe. There's a longer one of these and a shorter one of these. Which one goes where? I guess we'll figure that out. All right. Let's start by putting the lanyard tube back in, which can be easier said than done. I wish I had a little block of wood and my little trusty hammer. Aha. I got a chopstick. Will that work? These things are a pain in the butt sometimes. I just want to hit it with the hammer. Like so. I didn't have to hit that hard enough to matter, so, but don't do what I do. All right. Oh, that's the, wait, hold on a minute. Yeah, that's one of the barrel. Where did I put, okay, there's the, I was getting confused for half a second. What's your question? I didn't see anything up there. $16, Pete. They're in the, I think they're in the modding section or the links. Oh, hold on. Right here. There's what I paid for all of them. So the ones for the baby banner were 16. The ones for the Wii banner were 17. The ones for the Elementum were 13. The backspacer for the Pillar 3 was $250. And the scales for the Pillar 3 were $7. That's pretty dang awesome. All right, back to assembly. So, I want to polish these washers, but this knife had pretty good action. And now that we'll be able to take it apart again, should be fine. Yeah, they had a 50% off sale the other day. It added it. It didn't do it until you went to your cart or something weird. Morning, Cat Scratch. All right, here's the new set. I'm going to keep them separate over here because I don't want to use anything I don't have to. All right, there's the pivot barrel. So you take a washer and you lay the washer on the scale. And then you take the pivot barrel and you gently place it against the washer, just like so. Just like that. Then you take one of the pivot screws. I'm going to use both the new pivot screws because why not? And you put one of them in. Carefully. Get it snug down good and tight. Not too tight. All right, then we're going to drop a couple of drops of KPL. Does anybody else's KPL get clogged up? Mine does for some reason. And we're going to drop the blade on. Oh. The blade doesn't like the new. Oh, yeah, it does. Perfect. No pivot lash at all. Well, that's pretty cool. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to the top of the blade here. All right. Then I'm going to, I got lots of stuff to do before we get to that point. All right, now which one of these is the one that goes here? The big one? Yep. So the big one goes here. I'm going to use all the new hardware. What the heck? Except some of the screws are different than the others. I'm going to guess these two bigger ones. I'm going to use the old screws. Let's say these bigger ones go in these, but we'll try to figure it out here. There we go. Got that one in. The other one goes right here with one of these screws. One of them goes inside the scale. That's the longer one. The one up here at the front is the longer one. And these sit against the outside of the scale. Come on. There we go. All right. Now that side is completely assembled. Now we can put the blade on. All right. Now we can put the other side of the scales on. Oops. Now we can put the washer on. Sorry. Is that right? No. Yes. Wait a minute. I'm totally confused now, but I guess that's right. All right, everything went back together. Kinda. Wait, something ain't right. Don't I have to... What am I doing wrong? Is that where the washer goes? What do I got? Oh, it was the... All right, I guess that's right. Oh, it's not wanting to go in the lanyard hole. That's what it is. The micarta. There, it popped in. There we go. I think we just popped together. But this pivot screw doesn't seem long enough. Why is this pivot screw not long enough? Let me try the new one. All right, we're getting there. Couple more screws. Let's see. This one is the big one that goes up front. I feel like I got something wrong there, but maybe I didn't. Something feels terrible. I don't have the washer right somehow, and I can't figure out what I did wrong. I think I did something wrong. It really stinks. Come on, guy. Yeah, I don't know what I've done here. Something about... Something about the reassembly here did not go as planned. It's not sitting right. Yeah, because see, how is this one trapped by the liner? Oh. All right, let me check this out. It could be the pivot. That looks right. And that kind of looks right. It'll pop into place, guy. All right, that just popped into place. That just popped into place. See the gap? Why do I have that gap? I don't think it was sitting right. I still don't think it's sitting right. It's definitely not sitting right. Yeah, something's not riding right. Y'all can see the gap I'm talking about being different on both sides. And that's why I said I've got something wrong. And I don't know what it is. And it's making me angry because I feel like I should be able to tell. Well, all right. We got the pivot drilled out. I don't want to spend any more time on this on video. I'm tired of it today. But there's something not fitting up right over here on this side, I think. I don't think the pivot barrel was seated properly. And sometimes they work better if you flip them over the other way. That one is in there all the way in flush. So, like, that can't help but be right. And that took a lot of threading and screwing in, so I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to attempt to get it together without the blade really quick. And make sure everything is seating correctly. Because that's the cool part about this, is you don't need the blade on these. You can just stack this right there. Stack the liner where it goes. Oh! It's got a square. Oh my gosh. I'm such an idiot. It's got a square place. It's got a D-shaped pivot on one side. I think I've got it the wrong way. I got to get the, I think the D shape is on the other side here. Yes. I had it backwards. And I didn't get the D-shaped pivot locked in. My God, what a rookie mistake. All right. We're going to try this one last time. Oh my God, I just about cross-threaded this stupid part. Man, I'm not having, I swear you do anything on video and it will not work correctly. All right, let me get my D-shaped pivot part lined up again. And it doesn't want to go on this screw. It doesn't like this screw. We're going to try the other one. Better to not fight it. My God. What a miserable existence. You got to sit here and mess up on video time after time. And now it's making me really mad because it's not wanting to line up. There we go. Finally, I got it. Kinda. Man, why is it doing that? All right, let's just get it together. I'll worry about that in a minute. If I can get it together, then I can use both of the pivots here to where's the flat part? Right there. All right, now we got it. This on. This on. I knew something was up. I should have remembered the stupid D-shaped pivot. All right, we are locked in now. All right, now we're good. Gap looks right. Everything looks right. I could tell something was wrong. All right, that one went in right. Now we got to work on this one. All right. Now we're too tight. But that's all right. All right, let me get the rest of these screws back in. I apologize, guys. I should have known that. Rookie mistake. Oh my goodness. Another rookie mistake was about to happen. All right, that one went in right. Uh-oh. All right. And that one went in right. All right, we just need some adjustment now. Put the clip back on real quick. Just be done with this thing for today. I am so sorry it took me so long. And y'all know I haven't been paying attention to chat, so if you've stuck with me, I hope y'all are talking to yourselves. Man, these micarta are brand new and don't want to hold this silly screw. Yeah, it's not wanting to get through all the way to the metal liner. Weird. Get all three of them in there and see if I can get it to pull tight. This knife did not work out as good as I was hoping. Yeah, these aren't catching the threads on the liner for some reason. at all. They're not going over the liner right or something. I don't know what's going on with that. Oh, now they grabbed, I think. Yeah, you can see that liner. It's a little bit flexed. All right, centering's good now. Yeah, it just needs some adjustment with the piece of paper now. Man, it's so light now. It feels a lot lighter, but not sure why. Pivot needs to be tightened just a little bit. Oh, that screw wasn't tight at all. There we go. Oh, now it feels like a good Spyderco washer knife. It needs to be worn in. All right. Well, it looks way better now. Like I said, thank y'all for sticking in there with me. I like it a lot better than the blue, though. Yep, I'm going to have to work the pivot and get it adjusted until I like it. This was that one knife that I always had to sacrifice a little bit of. Yeah, it feels solid though. It'll work itself in. I'll get it taken care of. All right, yay, we got it done. Silly. What are we looking at? TC? Oh yeah. Yeah, I posted that exact one day. Oh. I didn't use a bunch of parts though. I'm going to relabel these. And I've got the other pivot screw and the pivot barrel that I took out. All right, that is EM2. All right. It's already getting better. Once that oil gets worked in. It'll look better on the comparison videos whenever I show, until I get some titanium ones for it. But at least I can swap out to whatever now. Yeah, that drilled out very easily. These are thicker than the whole knife feels thicker. That's why the screws have to sit so deep down in there. Centering is very good for my first attempt. You know, Spyderco's, you got to do the paper trick a lot with them. I like it. Y'all think it looks better than the blue? I think it looks 10 times better than the blue. And I like good micarta, and it's very comfortable. These scales are contoured too. I guess Flytanium. These are Flytanium too. They got that little edge on them. Yeah, they feel super nice. Yeah, I'm going to try to get this end worked in a little better too. I don't feel like those are super tight. Thank you, Mr. Whalen. Now I got a Spy 27 that only came in blue, I believe. That's not blue. I think it was a somewhere release only, like Knife Center or somewhere. I'm probably lying. They probably got them at all kinds of places now, but originally they came from somewhere. Yeah, Blade HQ. I guess they maybe they started out somewhere exclusive and then they ended up everywhere. There's a deep carry clip. I've got a deep carry clip that I could put on this. Oh yeah, distributor exclusive. This is a different one. Yeah, yeah, I think they were exclusive somewhere at first. And then they went everywhere. All right, guys. Any links I missed? I guess not. Anyway, guys, we're going to end this one off soon, I guess. Man, this one's going to be a workhorse now. And I'll get it worked in. Like I said, I got to check these clip screws too, because I don't trust them. It wasn't getting seated on the liner completely. You could see the liner sticking out a little bit. Oh. I didn't put much on them at all. I put more on the blade, and by the time I put it back together a couple of times, I had rubbed it all off anyway. I didn't add any more. Yeah, this is getting nice now. And I know it's not the pivot loosening up. Yeah, it's still centered good. I'm really surprised at that centering. I mean, I don't know why. I put it together. Yeah, Pete, I was about to. I was just flapping my jaw. That's a good one. I guess I'm not the only one then, huh? I like it. That should be my middle name. Y'all should know that by now. I don't give up easily. But I will never use a screw extractor again unless I find some that actually work. Okay. 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 Those clip screws finally just tightened down good. That should help the action too. It pulled itself down on the scale better. Oh, that's nice. KO Bunny. Just make sure people don't scam you, man, because you seem like you jump on all these exclusive ones straight from his collection, and that just seems a little weird. I think you bought some fake ones a few weeks ago, so just be careful. You don't like the lanyard hole? You want me to fill it up? Oh, you mean a backspacer? Yeah. What different styles do they have, Pete? We got 3 minutes left. PM2 backspacer STL. So we can get all kinds of style ones. See what we got here. Got that one. Here's just a solid one we can look at. There's what it looks like in the knife. That one's kind of cool with the ribbed for your pleasure. So there's the STL file. That's all I need. In fact, let me show y'all something cool. Let me download this. Let me open it. Let me extract the file. We got 2 of them. Extract to desktop. Let's go to Tinkercad real quick. Let's go to Tinker, 3D Design. Are we logged in? Yep. Start tinkering. Let's create 3D Design. Let's go up here to File. Somewhere. All right, how do we import stuff? Import, choose a file. My hard drive, it's got to find my hard drive. Y'all aren't seeing, yeah, y'all are seeing. Hold on just a second. Desktop. PM2 backspacer. We'll leave it in millimeters. We'll import it. Why do we not? Oh, there it is. I don't know what these blocks are, but there's the 3D part right there. Let's see what the other one is. There was 2 of them. What's the difference? Oh. It looks like, what's going on? Why are they? Oh, they're different. One of them sticks out and one of them's flush. Yeah, one of them sticks out and one of them, you can see the distance from here to here is thicker on this one, so it sticks up a little bit. Pretty cool. See if they got any other ones. Snap in, what? Oh, this is a snap in ring. 99 cents, whoops. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That just snaps in so you can take it out. The snap in backspacer. Oh yeah, that other one was a clip-in version too, because it clips in, yeah. Pops down on there. I wasn't paying attention. I got solid ones too. This is a bad sight. I don't like this sight. Yeah, there's one of the ones that sticks up. All right, guys. I think we're going to end this one off. Thank y'all for sticking with me today. If y'all hadn't hit that like button, please do so. Guess which knife I'm carrying today? Guess which knives I'm carrying today? Today is a Spyderco day. Front pocket and back pocket. Maximet and Spy 27. Well, all right, fellas. Appreciate y'all being here for another installment of Blade Talk, where even if we don't know what we're doing, we persist long enough to make it happen. I appreciate y'all for being here today. We will do it again tomorrow. Have a great Thursday. I've got some deliveries coming in today, so that'll be cool for tomorrow. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all. See if the phone is still on the... Yep, still on out there. I hope y'all could see that when I was doing it. It seems tilted down a little bit now. Oh well. Y'all have a good one. See you later.